Thank you all, our beautiful viewers, for staying with us. From Lagos this beautiful morning, I am Marcelina Unko, and our guest this morning that would be helping us analyze today's topic is Dr. Victor Ohai, a political analyst and also UN humanitarian ambassador. Hello, good morning, Dr. Victor.
Good morning. Glad to be here as always.
Yeah, thank you for always showing up.
Thank you.
Okay, this morning we are also, our main focus today is also on insecurity and the alarming wave of kidnapping in the country that have been happening. Currently, recently, some adopted students from a school in Kabi, yesterday we saw that they've been rescued, and a lot of questions Nigerians are asking is how are those people released, how are they rescued? Speculation saying that the government paid ransom because nobody was arrested. Of course, they came out. It's a good thing. I mean, then, reunited with their families. It's a good thing. Seeing that people, we saw a few days ago that 50 people that were kidnapped, also 300 persons that were kidnapped from the Catholic school in Niger State, 50 persons, escaped. And we saw that Kwara, the girls' school too, that were kidnapped in Kwara, that they were rescued yesterday. And I mean, it's a good thing. But like I said earlier, a lot of people, speculation saying how, were these persons rescued. And also we saw that President Tinubu met with service chiefs ordering the deployment of police 24 hours area surveillance and urgent actions against kidnappers. We also saw in Kwara where a pregnant woman recently and 10 children, nursing mothers, were also kidnapped. I mean, a lot is going on. We're waking up by the day, seeing different kidnapping story, and a lot of people are scared. I mean, Nigerians were scared. Are we safe? The question remains, are we safe in the country? And also we've been seeing Dr. Victor, we've been seeing a couple of videos of Gumi coming out to say, they negotiated with the bandits. And also he said no government can completely eliminate kidnapping. Even America, according to him, still deals with its own challenges, that he believes things are getting better. What would you have to say about that?
Let me start with things that are getting better. What it simply means is that business is getting better for the kidnappers. Obviously, because even now, maybe official or unofficial, but it's like even government is doing business with kidnappers right now. It's sad, really, and it's an unfortunate situation, and that we can allow a man like that go about freely on the streets and he's saying that things are getting better when it's never been as terrible as this. Within a period of 1 month, the number of children, women, and girls and students that have been kidnapped is unprecedented. Never in the history of Nigeria have this many people been kidnapped in such a short time, or even churches attacked and people killed. It's really sad. We are in a state of anomy right now. As I said earlier on, it's like we have two presidents in Nigeria. One democratically elected, and another person who is the spokesperson of the kidnappers, and he's just moving about freely, brazenly, with his colleagues who are the kidnappers in the bushes, who are just moving about with arms, and like they can go to town and they're collecting taxes, in communities. They just place levies. That's what governments do, basically. That's what governments do. They collect taxes, so they move about with arms freely, impose taxes on hapless and helpless citizens up north there, and kill people at will, and nothing happens to them. It's very unfortunate.
All right, and we also saw a video of same Gumi where he said that they negotiated with this bandit, and they said that we are ready to drop our arms and ammunitions only if you would promise us that we wouldn't be arrested and we would be getting benefits that other Nigerians are getting. And it got a lot of people asking, it got me asking, a lot of speculation saying that, are we supposed in Nigeria be negotiating with bandits?
See, although you didn't mention it, but let me just correct one misconception right away. They tend to compare themselves with the Niger Delta militants. There is absolutely no basis for comparison, because in the Niger Delta, you could see clearly these were the I mean, their resources were, the entire country was relying on resources from that region. That's one. Secondly, these people, both flora and fauna, were already damaged. You couldn't fish, you know, you couldn't farm, you couldn't do anything, you know, the economic, and then in their communities, the oil companies were making so much money and they were living in darkness, no development and all that. It was unfair. In fact, the rest of Nigeria was unfair to them. And so when those militants came out, it was to resist, fight against injustice. I don't know the injustice that these criminals and these bandits are fighting against. There's absolutely nothing that they are fighting against. No economic cause, no social cause, nothing. Okay? So, and with the people in the Niger Delta, when it was time, and what Yaradua, bless his soul, and eventually Jonathan did at the time, was say, okay, we recognize the fact that Nigeria has been unjust to you. That all this while we have been exploiting you, extorting you, and you know that this is really unfair. We hear you. Let's drop the arms and let's talk. And that's what happened. They weren't going about just killing people and all that. It was more of a statement. Okay? And so what happened at the time was they sat down with the elders, everybody, and they agreed. And then everything ended. Now these are outright criminals and bandits. Thieves who are looting and killing people needlessly. There's no ideology behind the fight, behind this banditry. There's no ideology. All they're doing is simply going out there, looking for, you know, helpless communities, attacking them, raping their women, you know, looting their goods and all that. That's all that's been happening all this while. How do you negotiate with people like that? What do you want to say? That they kill people and they say, oh, they can go free. Oh, rehabilitate them. Meanwhile, you catch somebody for stealing a goat and you can jail him for 20 years. Somebody kills one person, even if by accident, you hang them.
I don't know.
And then this one's kill people brazenly and you say, oh, they should just let them go free. Who does that? Are there two standards? Do we have two laws? A law for these criminals and a law for the rest of us? We cannot allow that, because if this goes, it means that another group will get up again tomorrow and government will continue negotiating. And in any case, the kind of negotiation that is going on now, what is happening now, I don't know. The government is always denying, but there's no way they could not have paid ransom. So what they're probably doing is just for political expediency, so that they will not say that people are being held. You pay these criminals. And every time you pay this ransom and pay these criminals, what do you get? You are arming them further.
Yeah.
You're empowering them further. You're emboldening them further. Because they cannot, that's why they can come out and say, look, that means the alternate government is stronger than the regular government. When your military is going out there to fight, and these soldiers, we have heard them say it, when they discharge one bullet, you charge them for it. When they want to defend themselves, you withdraw them, or you punish them for defending themselves.
Dr. Victor, this same Gumi.
Yes.
The same Gumi. So I don't know if you saw the video where he said, I don't know if you know about IPOP, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So he said something. He said IPOP, they are killing our military, they are killing government officials, they are killing.
Are the bandits not killing the military every day?
I want to say something. He said they are killing those people. But according to him, I mean, Gumi, he said, but these bandits, they are just kidnapping the children for money. They are not killing. I don't know. And a lot of persons under that particular post, you know, they were sharing the videos of these bandits killing people.
Look at the brigadier general that was killed like a chicken. It breaks my heart. A whole brigade. I watched a video of the wife and
I felt so bad.
Even the military high command is not saying anything. The government is not saying anything. Somebody at that level, not a chicken. Okay? And this man is opening his mouth and saying what he's saying. Who does that? And is walking the streets free. Is the government afraid of him? That's why I say we have two presidents in Nigeria. I don't care whatever, the way it is, that man is probably stronger than the government that we have, because he is able to, oh no, I don't know. For him to say IPOB killed them, IPOB is paying dearly for it. That one is clear, because they are not letting them go. They're not leaving IPOB. You know, the military is fighting them back. The government is dealing with IPOB, but the government obviously is weak against these bandits, because nothing seems to be happening. I heard the other day say they have jailed so many of them and all that. Who are the people they have jailed? How many people do we know? Don't tell us numbers. Show us the people. You are negotiating with bandits, negotiating with criminals, empowering them, giving them more money to buy arms.
Did you see the video of the IG of police, Kayode Betokun, where he said that if these criminals want peace, that we won't shut the doors on them, that would embrace them in the one piece. I saw the video and
it was pathetic. I was ashamed to be a Nigerian at that point, where they said, they were even asking, oh, how come these people were not you were able to get these people, is it the Kebbi people and all that? I forgotten the reply he was giving. Feeble reply, and I said, a whole inspector general. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. Of a country that should be as powerful and as big as Nigeria. You are negotiating with bandits, with terrorists. I will keep repeating it. There are two governments in Nigeria until they prove me, until proven otherwise. Let them come and prove me wrong. That there are no two governments in Nigeria, two regimes in Nigeria. Both of them collecting taxes, both of them ruling in different territories.
I mean, I even saw a video of in a particular state where some of these victims that were kidnapped, their parents, you know, they were having meetings with Gumi, and I think Gumi sent one of the Fulani, I don't know, like a representative to meet with them, and the woman was like, they're not seeing any improvement. That they even gave him, the person that was sent to them, they gave him 800,000 naira, and they said that that money is just for transportation and all of that, and it got me asking. So like these persons at some point they have started having meetings with Gumi, like meeting Gumi. They according to them, they are
meeting the other president. They are meeting the other commander-in-chief. There are two armed forces in Nigeria: the bandits, and the Nigerian armed forces. So that's the commander, the president, and commander-in-chief of the bandits armed forces. Obviously. You know, so it's unfortunate.
Okay, the president ordered the redeployment of 100,000 police officers from VIP duties to community security. How impactful can this be in the short term?
I think that all Nigerians need protection.
Okay.
And the reason that the big men have not or don't seem to care about what is happening is because they are protected, and let them get their own private security, so that the police can actually do the job of policing. It was a good decision. I still maintain that it's a very good decision. Let them go out there and do the job that they were hired to do, not to be private security men. So I think that the government took a good decision there.
So you think it's going to help?
I think it would if there are no double standards, because what I fear is that they might withdraw some and then some might be retained. But if these were withdrawn and deployed to where they should be, go to the place where they were, you know, to protect lives and properties as they were hired to do, then I think it will be good for the country.
Okay, let's talk.
Well, we don't have enough manpower right now, where there's a shortage of adequate security manpower, which is why the things that are happening.
Okay, let's talk about state policing. Do you think state policing being part of Nigeria's long-term solution to insecurity would work?
It's becoming obvious right now that might be a solution, and I'll tell you why. Because if we look at Amotekun, which is a pseudo or some sort of how do I put it now? An alternative state police, in a manner of speaking, alternative security outfit. They understand the territory, they police the forests, and they know where to get these people, and they protect the southwest basically. Eastern security mandate, I don't know whether they are, I'm not quite sure now whether they are of IPOB or government or I'm not too sure. But you find that where the vigilant services are deployed by with using the locals, there tends to be more security. So state security, yeah, state police, yes, there might be abuse and all that, but in the long run, in curbing things like this, I think that you will find them more in the communities. And if they are armed, when things like this happen, they are closer to it and the response may be faster.
Okay, Dr. Victor, I want us to, I don't know, where have we been getting it wrong as a nation? I mean, Nigeria. Why are we still having this conversation? You know, even after many years or from several efforts, we're still talking about insecurity in Nigeria. Where do you think we've been getting it wrong in this country?
Okay, so I think some of the problems we have, one, there are three areas. Tribalism,
okay,
religion, and corruption.
Okay.
Tribalism and religion, these are, I mean, you find that they divide us rather than unite us. And when things are happening, you find that when things are happening to one group, another is like it doesn't concern them, or it will begin, politicians begin to pitch people against each other. As they say, it's bad manners to talk while chopping, excuse my language, okay, or while eating. And so when you see them gathered, maybe in the National Assembly, state assemblies and all that, as long as there's a loot to share, you will not hear them complaining. The minute one person is being shortchanged, that's when you go and say, they are cheating us. It's because we are not the same religion or we are not the same tribe. So they begin to, you know, instigate. Notice, right now, in states like, let's say, Lagos, for instance, everywhere is peaceful. When it's time for election, you hear Omoibo, you hear Hausa, you hear this, this one is this and all that. Right now, there's no problem. But once it's time for election, politicians will come up and with their divisive strategies. The same thing with religion, especially up north. Okay? That's where you begin to know Christians and Muslims, especially when it's time for elections. And that's when they arm a lot of criminals and touts. And then, you know, after you've given a man a gun, you cannot collect it back again. Because you are not feeding him, you are not taking care of him, you've stopped taking care of him. These guns go with them, and what do? These guns don't stay idle. When they are broke, they activate the guns to go and make money. If it's not through banditry, it's through terrorism or robbery or whatever it is. You understand? Then the third one is corruption. Corruption in the sense that this thing continues to fester because there are people obviously benefiting from it. There, you know, security is scaremongering. It's easy to intimidate a governor or the president to say, there is intelligence report. This we need money, and you know, spoil like that. You don't question it, you know. So that's why you have things like security votes, so that you say, okay, look, we have to protect this, we have to do this, we have to buy arms. These terrorists are coming. From intelligence reports we have gotten. You guys say, how much do you need? We need 2 billion. We need 3 billion. We need money for this. We need to settle this. We need to settle that. There are people benefiting. Both theater commanders, people who are on the fields and all that. Because if this is stopped, all that free money will stop. You don't account for money like, you don't audit money like that. So there are people benefiting obviously from these things, both within and outside. Some of this ransom money you see that are being paid, there are people even within government that are benefiting from it.
So you think
who are aware? Of course we know that. Because the reason is that, you see, now, they went to get those 24 girls. How did they know where they are?
Exactly.
Who knows where they are? It means they know these people. Okay? And when ransoms are paid, there are people who get, look, we know you. Where's our share? We know that they've given you 100 million. Let's get our share. They protect them. These things are obvious. If there was no corruption, this would have ended a long time ago. That's our trying problem. Tribalism, religion, and corruption.
So you think they're working with them? Wow, interesting. So many Nigerians at this point still feel unsafe despite government assurances. What will it take to restore public confidence at this point? Do you think they can restore public confidence?
Make I speak broken spoil. It go hard. It go hard. It go hard. It go hard. Restoring public confidence will be hard, to be honest, because people don't feel safe anymore. They don't feel like there's government, because this thing shouldn't be happening. You can't have government and people are dying like chicken every day. You can't. It's simply not on. Unleash, we went to Sierra Leone. We showed our power. That's a whole country. We went to Liberia. We ended the war. What the rest of the world could not do, we went to these countries and we did it. This same military, this same... So this is not just a matter of the... Normally when you have things, it's for the police alone. But now we have deployed joint task force. The military, civil defense, police, what is the military? Air Force, and the military, the Navy. Obviously, you may not need in the up north, you know. But with the police, with the civil defense, plus vigilante and everything, and you say these people are still stronger than you. How? The Nigerian Armed Forces. We have military. I mean, we have air superiority. They don't have it. They are not flying planes. Do you get what I'm saying? And we have the benefit of also getting not just intelligence, but international intelligence as well. We are trading intelligence with our neighbors as well. So we have this advantage, and yet this thing persists. I think that if the president were to give deadlines to the service chiefs and say, end this thing, or if it poses an existential threat to their office, they will end it.
So at this point, do you think we still need the US to come help us? I mean, they were talking about Christian genocide coming to Nigeria and all of that. Do you think we still need them at this point?
You know, this would have been totally uncalled for if we didn't, if the government had not been sleeping. Are people dying? Me, I'm not even hanging on to the word Christian genocide, because people are dying across the divide.
Yes,
okay?
Exactly.
Are people dying? The answer is yes. Let's not pretend otherwise. Are villages being sacked? The answer is yes. Are there villages where people have abandoned their farms, their homes, and they're living in IDP camps? The answer is yes. These things have continued for so long. How can the government just sit and be comfortable with a situation like that, where bandits are imposing taxes on whole communities, placing ransom and saying, look, we need 100 million. If you don't give us, we're coming for you. Government is aware. When things like that continue, obviously you see, for me, it's not just the US. The UN, AU, the rest of the world should have come earlier. Because injustice to one is injustice to all. It's not about Nigeria. It's about human lives. And for me, the human life is very, very sacred. And I say so because once a life is gone, it's gone forever. As one human being, as a human being, it touches me. Once a person dies, that is the end. There's no coming back. I often laugh at people who say, they talk about reincarnation. I don't have a problem with it, but I often say, if you lived a life, a past life, go back to that mansion that you built a past life, go and knock on the gate and see if they recognize you. Do you understand what I'm saying? The life you are living now is all that matters. That's the only life you have. Okay? So, every life should matter, whether it is of a Cambodian, an Iranian, an American, a Nigerian, or whatever. And because lives are being wasted unnecessarily, you don't have a second chance at life, only one.
I mean, when we saw the video of the wife of the general that died, you know, she was waiting for her husband to come.
It broke me. The man will never come again, will never show up again. That's how terminal life, a death, makes, you know, a soul, a human being. And so, that's why it's sacred above everything else. Okay? So, if the Constitution, which should guarantee security to every Nigerian and to our lives and properties, if you are sworn to protect and you don't do it, And if people come to help you, I've no complaint over that, because many more lives will be wasted. Now that before they came, were we safe? Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm a patriot, and I believe in the sovereignty of Nigeria. But if you have leaders who are irresponsible, when I say responsible, I say it with every sense of responsibility. I'm not abusing anybody. What I mean is responsible to its citizens.
Okay.
And in upholding the Constitution. If you don't demonstrate that level of responsibility, then obviously other people will come and remind you, and if necessary, teach you how to do it.
I mean, a lot of Nigerians at this point, I heard some persons saying that if they get little money, they will just relocate out of the country.
Are you going
and
to
I heard
blame
some
them?
persons outside Nigeria, they are saying that with what is happening in Nigeria, they are
They're
not coming back.
Would you blame them? And you know, unfortunately, the people which were protecting us, notice, our hospitals are run down. These guys, when anything happens, they travel abroad for treatment. So they don't care. They all have passports. They have diplomatic passports and visas. Their children, most of them, many of them were born abroad. They are even citizens. So they don't care. The country can burn for all they know and all they care. Which is why it is sad. It is sad. It is unfortunate. So if the nation needs to be reset, either internally or externally, so be it.
All right, thank
Unfortunately.
you. Thank you so much, Dr. Victor Ohai.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping us analyze today's topic on insecurity. We so much appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we are hoping and keeping our fingers crossed to see what will happen next. How would we're waiting for a lasting solution, I mean, on insecurity in Nigeria. What would the government do, you know, to curb insecurity, to make sure that the issue of insecurity, you know, comes to an end in this country? We want to say a very big thank you for joining our Lagos Network studio this beautiful morning on TMI. I am Marcelina Unkwa.